Story time, it's my favorite time, spending time reading with you. Welcome to another story time with Gam Gam. Let's see what we have for today. Welcome to Story Time with Gam Gam. Christmas Eve, Santa Claus is coming. Santa, are you for real? Is that a question that you've asked yourself? Or maybe you've asked your parents? This story was written by Harold Myra and illustrated by Jane Kurisu. Santa, are you for real? There's a lot of questions about that, isn't it? 'Twas the night before Christmas, and out on the street a wee boy was standing, big boots on his feet. He stomped them and kicked them through snow and a rock to crowd out the songs of the kids on the block. Uh-oh. Hey, 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 he heard them saying, Santa's phony all the way. Hey, no way, a flying sleigh? Oh. Do you think they were making fun of him? Maybe because he believed in Santa Claus? I'm not sure, but it's never fun to be made fun of, no matter what you believe. Dad watched Todd come in, saw his face was all glum, so he bent down and asked, What's the matter, old chum? Seeing the dog wants to know too, but he's definitely sad. No Santa or reindeer will come to our place. The chimney's too skinny. He can't really fly. He's not at the North Pole. It's all a big lie. That's very upsetting, isn't it? Dad reached for the boy, pulled him tight to his side, and kissed him and told him, Let's see, Todd, who's lied? Who do you think lied? St. Nicholas was a real person. He lived about 300 years after Jesus was born. He loved Jesus very much. One favorite story about him goes like this. Nicholas loved to give gifts, especially to the poor, only he gave them secretly because he wasn't looking for thanks. And that's a good way to do it. Nick knew a kind but poor man with 3 lovely daughters who all wanted to get married. But in those days, a woman had to have money, a dowry, before a wedding could be announced. Oh, that's so sad. When Nick heard about this, he put some money into a bag, and while it was dark, walked to their house. He tossed the money into the oldest daughter's room, and it fell into a stocking hung there to dry. Nick quietly left. So there's the stocking, right? Gifts left in a stocking? Stockings that are drying? The oldest daughter had a marvelous wedding. Later, on another night, Nick did the same thing for the second daughter. But who had helped them? They wondered. One daughter was left. Would someone give her a dowry too? Not too long after that, Nick sneaked up to her house and tossed a third bag of gold. But this time the father heard him. Nick realized that he had been seen and tried to dash away, but the father ran and caught up to him. Uh-oh. Do you think he's going to be angry? The father recognized Nick and smiled. Keep my secret, Nick asked. And the father did, because the secret was really a blessing, wasn't it? For years after that, no one knew who had helped the 3 daughters, and because Nick loved Jesus, he kept doing kind things for people. Look, so see, he's given a gift to these children and maybe some food too. People have different needs. After he died, people called him a saint. And over the years, people remembered St. Nicholas and how he gave gifts. In Holland, they called him Sinterklaas. In England, they called him Father Christmas. In France, they called him Père Noël. In the United States, they called him Santa Claus. The real St. Nicholas is now in heaven with Jesus. When you see a Santa in a store or a parade, think of St. Nick. Of course, some children know all about Santa and presents and reindeer, but forget all about Jesus. For St. Nick, that would ruin Christmas. Jesus was Nick's whole life. St. Nicholas gave gifts because Jesus came on the first Christmas to give himself for us. Todd said, I'm going to do what Nicholas was about. I'm going to give gifts and not be found out. Oh, he's going to be a secret Santa. What do you think? Is that something you could do? Todd ran up the stairs, his face full of scheming. What is he thinking? A long time went by till he came back, all beaming. Stuffed toys and a dump truck, a clown with one leg, all wrapped for Michelle and her brother Greg. I wonder who they are. Todd piled them up high by the tree lighted bright, and then he announced, St. Nick's here tonight. Maybe those are his siblings, I don't know. I'll act like St. Nick, Todd said to his dad. It's Jesus he loved. He makes us all glad. His dad just laughed as he lifted the boy. That's wonderful, Todd. To share gives us joy. As the family sat around and talked half the night, Todd thought he saw, in the snow and moonlight, he's looking at the window. What do you think he saw? A bright-eyed St. Nicholas with his stack looking in and a wide across his face, a jolly old grin. Santa Claus, are you for real? Do you know someone who acts as Santa Claus? And maybe it's your mom or dad. Maybe it's a grandparent or an aunt or uncle, or maybe even a neighbor or someone at your church or in your community. Santa Claus comes in many different sizes and shapes, but he always wants to share love with others. And I hope that you have had a very Merry Christmas. Good night.